Welcome back to Giant Monster Games! I'm Adrian and we are playing some black-red vampires. I can't keep this opening hand. I mean, it is a beautiful opening hand, but we're not going to keep it. We're going to mulligan it away. This one, on the other hand, is equally as bad, but playable, technically. We're going to try. We're going to try with this one. You need to go on the bottom of my library, though. Well, we're on the play as well, by the way. And what do I think? I think we're just gonna play Smoldering Marsh tapped. Smoldering Marsh. You guys are literally gonna every single game. You're gonna hear me talk about how I just don't like Smoldering Marsh. It's just not a good card. Sometimes I think, like, I legitimately in my head was like, should I just take it out of the deck? Is it just not? Is it more of a hindrance than it is a help? I don't know. But obviously, I have it in here because we need the fixing, because we do need to, like, splash some red, and I'd rather not play more than 5 mountains, which, you know, currently what we have, even though I have 2 of them in my hand, which is super annoying. But, yeah. What do we draw? We draw into a stopping on our opponent's up. Our opponent is stopping on our upkeep, for some reason. Our opponent also played sleight of hand, so we are playing against blue something or other, probably not Merfolk. Merfolk doesn't really play stuff like this. They would rather be playing down a Curse Catcher or something. Curse Catcher, Aether Vial, number of things that they can be grabbing on their first turn. So, yeah, we'll have to wait till we see what other colors our opponent plays down before we can accurately guess what our opponent is playing. And we're still waiting on our opponent. So, this is the thing that happens sometimes. You wait for your opponent to do stuff. Come on, opponent. Okay, we draw a mountain. Good thing. Remember the time I said I have 5 mountains in this deck, and I have 3 of them in my hand now. That's pretty rad. Well, let's play Mountain, and let's ship it across to our opponent, because we can't do anything right now. And we're just going to skip through our opponent's turn. Literally, we have nothing to do. I guess we can play Stromkirk Captain next turn. So, oh, Brawl. Neat. So, what are we playing against? It may be like an Izzet Delver style deck, basically. Maybe? Maybe it's not. Is it something or other, maybe? This is my guess. And what do I draw into? We draw into a Gifted Aetherborn. Again, a card we can't play right now. Well, let's play the Stromkirk. I keep looking at it and seeing, like, Stormkirk, but it's actually Stromkirk. And then ship it to our opponent's turn. He can't block Brawl, which is kind of poopy for us. Because, I mean, we would still die even though we have first strike. So that's rough. We do need to draw into another swamp. That is really our current objective. Draw into a swamp. Or I mean, we can draw something like into a lightning bolt or something like that. Wow, words. Very good this morning. We can draw into a lightning bolt or something to kill him. Hey, there we go. That's the swamp we're looking for. And I think... What do I think? We have 2 kind of options we can do on this. I think we need to just go for it. I'm thinking, like, if we hold up, we can hopefully he'll cast something, and then in response we can victim of night his Baral. But I don't think that's really going to work out for us. So what would we rather lose? We would rather lose Gifted Aetherborn. So we are going to play Gifted Aetherborn. He will likely counter it. Probably Remand at this point. He's obviously not going to Cryptic it because he doesn't have enough mana for Cryptic. Oh, no, he does have enough mana for Cryptic because Baral makes instant sorceries cost 1 less. So our opponent is probably thinking, okay, do I need to counter this? Not if it was Vampire Nighthawk, our opponent would just be like, yeah, of course, we have to counter it. So he's going to Remand. Okay, which is fine. He is going to draw a card, which is less than fine. And then we will let it go to our opponent's turn. Yeah, we need a bolt right now. If we have bolt, we could, unfortunately, 2-for-1 Baral. So Gifts Ungiven. Curiouser and curiouser. Our opponent plays a Scalding Tarn. I'm actually really surprised he's playing Shivan Reef. He must be, like, partly budget, like, not completely finished his deck. Because usually you don't play Shivan Reef if you're playing, like, modern decks. You'd rather play the, like, nice, Electromancer. You'd rather be playing stuff like Dragonskull Summit and then the package of Scalding Tarns and, you know, Steam Vents or whatever else. Okay, another swamp. That's good. So we still don't have enough to double play stuff, which makes me unhappy. And our opponent can probably still has, if he has a leak up, actually, I think what we're going to do is we are going to try, do we Victim of Night now and then swing in? Or do I swing in and then Victim of Night? I think we have to Victim of Night now, because if our opponent doesn't have it, so if he doesn't have a counterspell, because if he has Mana Leak, which is something I would assume you would have, we can pay for it right now, so it doesn't really help him out. But if he has a Remand, it goes back to our hand. Remand, he draws 2 cards. Tons of value. I mean, that's tons of value with Baral. He also pays 1 mana for it, which is pretty rad. And then we're just going to ship it to our opponent's turn, because we're sitting on a whole bunch of double black stuff, and we don't have double black. Well, we don't have double black, I should say. Very painful, guys. Again, I knew right from the get-go that this was going to be the weak point of this deck, is the mana base. Simply because we just don't have enough stuff to fix our mana base properly, because they're not budget cards. They're just not budget cards. So one of the things you're going to have to play around with, again, the deck is driven to be more of a mid-range deck, where you're kind of aiming to get to turn 5, 6, 7 before you really start like getting the upper advantage or winning the game. So we're not an aggro deck. We are okay with getting to the mid game. Or late game, even. We can usually win on the late game, because usually we have enough stuff that's giving us, like, lifelink, death touch, stuff to deal cool stuff, damage and killing and whatnot. So, Gifts Ungiven. Okay, now you guys get to watch me make really bad judgment calls on what we should be giving our opponent. Because I am not a very good at separating cards out for Gifts Ungiven. Whenever I play Commander, my friends are all like, okay, we're going to give Gifts Ungiven to Adrian. I'm like, come on, guys, you know I don't know your decks well enough to accurately judge what I can and can't give you. And then it's always like the diplomacy thing. People will be like, you have to do this, Adrian. No, do this. I'm like, Metamorphose, Grape Shot. So we are playing a Storm. Okay. What does this thing do? This gives mana. Also gives mana. So I think we need to go this way. Because Gifts Ungiven is choose 2 of those cards, put the chosen cards into your graveyard, and the rest into your hand. So I think Grape Shot goes to the graveyard as well. Grape Shot and Metamorphose, so he's going to get a bunch of mana, which is awesome for him. I'm going to assume, mind you, that he may already have. If he has it, he has it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Kind of one of those things. You give him the cards that allow him to get all the mana, or you give him the cards that each instant sorcery in your graveyard has flashback. Or Past in Flames. That is also a card. That is also a card that allows him to play Metamorphose, and then some Grape Shot, and then replay Psychic Ritual, and whatnot. Yeah, if you guys know, again, this is something I was talking about in the last video, is how do you make it so you can actually see, the full picture of this card? Yep. I'm just going to skip to my turn. I don't think I'm actually going to do anything here. Yeah, if you guys know how to make it so you can actually see the full version of the card, usually I just scroll over it and right-click and then get this little box. But I know you can actually make it so you can see the full card. Yes, flashback. I should just skip through my turn. F5. No, not F5. F6? I think it's F6. So he's at Storm Count 7, which means Grape Shot is currently doing 7 damage. But he has a ton of mana. And everything else in his graveyard technically has flashback. Is it all instants and sorcery? So we can play Sleight of Hand, a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, I'm assuming he's going to get us up to Storm Count 20, and then blow us away with Grape Shot by making 20 versions of Grape Shot. So if you guys haven't seen Storm before, this is how Storm works. It basically, there's a thing called Storm Count, which is basically the number of cards you have, a number of spells you have played this turn, is what your Storm Count is. And then you play stuff like Grape Shot. Oh, he's going to Gifts Ungiven again. What do I think? So I think we give him Metamorphose. No, that went the wrong way. Meant to give him Metamorphose and Grape Shot, rather than giving him cards that give him more mana, because he can use that mana to play cards out of his graveyard, which doesn't really help us at all. Either way. Yeah, so then they use Grape Shot, which Grape Shot deals 1 damage to a creature or player, but then you copy it for every single storm count on the stack. So every single, whatever your storm count is. So basically, our opponent aims to play 10. Well, technically, there's a couple ways of doing it. One, you could play 20 spells and then play Grape Shot, or play 19 spells and then play Grape Shot, and then do 20 damage to your opponent's face. The more common way they do it nowadays is they get their storm count to 10, play Grape Shot, remand Grape Shot, because just because you countered the spell doesn't mean it doesn't copy itself a whole bunch of times. It still copies itself for however many spells were played this turn, which is super rad. So you basically counter the first one, sending it back to your hand, still do 9 to 10 damage, and then you play a second Grape Shot again, dealing more damage. Yeah, so I guess we'll go this way. Yeah, so I mean, our opponent right now should technically be able to kill us, because he could really just play Grape Shot, Grape Shot. He has one in his hand. We just give him one. He has one in his graveyard. He can play that as well. He's probably just trying to get to 20. So we're going to let him burn his clock away is what we're doing at this point. So he is filling up his storm count, which is the little thing over here, if you haven't seen this already, is basically the number of spells he has played this turn. Once your storm count gets above, like, 4, I think it is, this thing pops up. Maybe it's 5. This is a thing. It's just like, so you don't always see storm count for, like, I've played 2 spells this turn. No. So, specifically for storm decks. So he's exiling Past in Flames, getting much mana, and he's just going to keep playing stuff until the storm gets. Again, he could just play double Grape Shot. That would be much faster. And if you're playing Storm, specifically if you're playing Storm like on MTGO, you should be going for the faster route, not the slower route. So we should just be playing Grape Shot, Grape Shot. Okay, there we go. Grape Shot makes 19 versions of it. And then we take 20 damage to the face because he played one and then made 19 other ones. So we're waiting for our opponent to select the order these all take place in. Yes, super slow. Again, Storm is a little bit easier to play if you're playing in Paper Magic, largely because you don't need to be doing the like click, 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 click thing, as in like selecting a whole bunch of stuff and what order they go in. Look at this beautiful art on Grape Shot too. Neat. Okay, well, let's go to sideboard. We know we're playing against a Storm deck, which means, for one, we need to play Rakdos Charms to wipe his graveyard, which would be very bad if we didn't. We could also Duress, which would be good because then we can actually grab stuff out of his hand. And what can we take out? We don't need Olivia. She's awesome, but we don't need her. We also, the Stensia is just not going to be good enough for us. It is definitely like too mid-rangey. And what else can we take out? Lightning Bolt is going to be fine. Victim of Night. Victim of Night is important largely because it's actually going to allow us to actually kill off his Baral and his Electromancer, which is what he needs to really effectively go off. So I think we're going to keep that. Paragon of Open Graves. I'm kind of tempted to take you out as well. You're cool, and you do give us a bunch of +1/+1, but I'd rather... Yeah, I think we're going to run back that way. Again, Duress, we can grab non-creature spells out of his hand, which means we're going to grab the stuff we don't want him, and then we're also going to use Rakdos Charm to try and wipe his board. Or wipe his graveyard. Not his board. Wipe his graveyard. Which is going to be fantastic. Very, very fantastic. Because that's going to be the main objective, is like get a bunch of stuff into the graveyard, and then get rid of his graveyard. Yes, we're going to play first as well. Hopefully we don't mulligan down to unreasonable levels of... That's me being very, very sad. Very, very sad. We're going to keep this. We're just going to play Smoldering Marsh first turn and then pass to our opponent. And our opponent scoops the match. He doesn't want to play against our amazing Vampires deck. Anyhow, I'm Adrian, and this is Giant Monster Games. Thanks for watching. And until next time, there may be another video today, actually. Probably going to be a second video today, as I finish my outro here. Just because you guys saw what Storm Count does, but we didn't get to play against it. Okay. Until next time, I'm Adrian, Giant Monster Games, play like a giant monster.